beauties, Rosie here from rosiepena.com, a fashion, sewing, and lifestyle blog. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you're here. In today's video, we're going to be doing another awesome episode of Sewing with Rosie, and we're going to be making Vogue 9111. So this pattern is such a beautiful loose fitting pull over top. I really love this one. And the fabric that we're going to be using in today's video is this really cool copper metallic knit from Mood Fabrics. I'll have it linked in the description bar below. So again, we're going to be working on Vogue 9111. It's a loose fitting pull over top. Really awesome quick pattern, perfect for beginners. So go ahead and grab your fabric and your pattern and we can go ahead and get started. Alright you guys, in today's video we're going to be working on Vogue 9111 and we're going to be using this really beautiful copper metallic rib knit that I got from Mood Fabrics. I'll have it linked in the description bar below. And fold your fabric with right sides together and the selvage edges meeting. So the selvage edge is just the finished edge of your fabric. Once you have your fabric folded with right sides together, go ahead and bring your pattern pieces in and lay them according to the grain line on the pattern. I've used this pattern before, so it's a little bit wrinkled from being in the pattern envelope. So if you have this issue, you can just go ahead and place a cool iron to your actual pattern pieces, and that's going to help smooth out those wrinkles. So we actually only need a few pattern pieces for this garment. You're going to need to cut out one of pattern piece number 2, which is your back, and this is cut on the fold. You're also going to need 2 of pattern piece number 3, which is your front. Make sure you're cutting it out according to that grain line on the pattern. So follow that arrow with the grain line of your fabric. Next, you should have 2 of pattern piece number 5, and this is your sleeve. Make sure you transfer those notches on your sleeve piece. You're going to need these in a later step to attach your sleeve to your bodice. The very first step in the sewing process is to pin the fronts to your back at the shoulder seam. Once you've pinned that in place, go ahead and take it to your sewing machine and you're going to sew with 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Making sure to remove those pins as you go and also backstitch at the beginning and the end of your seam. This is going to secure your seam. Once you finish sewing both shoulder seams, just go ahead and neaten that with the serger or your desired method. Go ahead and press your shoulder seams to the back. And I also went ahead and serged along the neckline and also along the lower hem of the front. The next step is to hem the neckline by 5/8 of an inch and also to hem the lower curved edge of the front. So I'm going to do this at my sewing machine. I'm just going to turn under the very front neckline by 5/8 of an inch and I'm going to sew very close to that serged edge. You also want to sew along the lower curved hem. So just take your fabric to your sewing machine and turn that in by 5/8 of an inch. And again, just sew very close to that serged edge all the way around the neckline. Once you've sewn the neckline hem in place, just go ahead and sew the lower curved edge of the front in place as well, on both sides. Now that we've hemmed the edges, we're going to bring our iron in and we're going to gently press along the neckline. You also want to press along those lower curved edges. If you guys are wondering about the tools that I'm using in my video, they're always linked in the description bar below. And if you have any other questions about the tools, go ahead and just leave me a comment in the comments bar below. Now that we've pressed all of our hems, we're going to place the right front over the left front and we're going to pin at the side seams, matching those double notches. So go ahead and just pin that in place on both sides. And then you're going to take that to your sewing machine and you're going to baste in place. So a basting stitch is just the longest stitch on your sewing machine, and this is just a temporary stitch used to secure your fabric in place while you sew. Now it's time to attach our sleeve, so go ahead and bring your sleeve in and you're going to place that along the armhole with right sides together. You're going to pin that center notch of the sleeve to the shoulder seam, and then you're going to match the front notch of the sleeve to the front notch of the armhole. And you also want to match the back notch of the sleeve to the back notch of the armhole. Repeat those same exact steps to your remaining sleeve and your remaining armhole. Take your fabric to your sewing machine and you're going to sew with 5/8 of an inch seam allowance along your armhole opening. So go ahead and just remove your pins as you go and make sure to backstitch at the beginning and the end of your seams. Once you finish sewing both sleeves in place, go ahead and neaten that seam with a serger or your desired method. Then you're going to take your fabric to your ironing table and you're just going to press that seam towards the sleeve. Now that you've finished pressing your sleeve seams, you're going to place your front to your back with right sides together and you're going to pin along the entire side seam. You want to leave 5/8 of an inch from the back hem extended past the front hem, and then you just want to pin from there all the way up to the bottom of the sleeve. With that 5/8 of an inch extended from the back hem, you just want to sew from the very bottom of the front all the way up to the sleeve hem. Go ahead and repeat that step to the other side seam as well. Once you finish sewing both side seams, go ahead and neaten that seam with the serger or your desired method. Now we're going to turn the back hem up by 5/8 of an inch. So just turn that seam allowance towards the back and then press that hem up. Then you're just going to sew very close to the serged edge. Now the very last step is to sew the sleeve hem in place. So go ahead and press that sleeve hem up by 5/8 of an inch to the wrong side. But I'm actually going to be sewing on the right side of the fabric. This technique makes it a lot easier whenever you're working on narrow areas such as the sleeve. Once you finish sewing the sleeve hem, just go ahead and trim off any loose threads that you may have, and also neaten those hems at your ironing table. Once you finish with that, you are all done with Vogue 9111. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also, stick around to the end where I'll insert more photos of me wearing this top. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Alright you guys, we're all done sewing Vogue 9111. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I had so much fun filming it for you guys. I love these simple, quick projects that really come to life whenever you choose a really beautiful, fun fabric. Again, I'll have the fabric linked in the description bar below, as well as a link to today's blog post where I'll have more photos of me wearing this awesome top. So make sure you guys check that out at rosiepena.com, and also stick around to the end where I'll insert some more photos of me wearing this as well. I really hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Make sure you hit like on the video and also subscribe to my channel for more awesome sew along videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!